This path seems a way too tricky with the swamp. I have to go somewhere else. I'm showing you the Swedish landscape here while I'm recording this vlog. I'm somewhere deep into the rural areas near my town. I take the bus and go with the local traffic, far away from where I live, and I go into the very farm-like locations that's far from humanity, because that's how I like, take my walks in rural places. Something like can be compared to places in, for example, in the US. It looks very similar with the pine trees, maybe some Appalachian countryside, something like that, So that's where I normally take my walks, and I like them to be very long for the entire cardio and mental relaxation part, so you can feel renewed, I'm deep up in the mountain, far from civilization. You can tell that I'm high up because of the trees, but I'm really high up on a mountain range. Yes, I've been getting a lot of hate again on my channel. I deleted a comment. I believe it's the same people who once found my channel and started writing completely, hateful things, comments that were very inappropriate and, to say the least, disrespectful and inhumane, basically. And I believe it's the same people who were part of that group that were, of the conservative religious fanatical groups, that infested my YouTube last year. I believe it was last year, last autumn or something like that. I got a shitload of comments from people wishing me to die, torturing me if they found me, calling me a disgusting autistic cunt and a mutt and ugly crossdresser. A dog was more dressed better than me, all of that kind of insanity that you expect from the people that talk like this, oh, degenerate, we don't tolerate you kind around here, all of these guys, the hellbilly rednecks, they found my channel and they started basically going nuts, calling me this and that, disgusting faggot that should kill myself and all of that, that they usually write. And I even recognize the name of one of the guys who was part of the group that started writing like that. I believe I blocked the guy and made him invisible in my channel, but he just made a new account with the same name, I believe. And stands to reason that it's suffice to say the hatred they share for animosity for an unknown person they don't know anything about is so large that they have to actually follow them and spend so much time and energy on hating them that they become obsessed with the person. Like they have nothing better to do with their lives and the time to just harass and stalk somebody on the internet. It's so beneath my own behavior, I can't even relate to it. But well, I don't know what to say. The way I normally deal with this type of hatred is just I block them, delete them, report them for writing atrocious stuff, especially if it's hate crime, like they want to hurt me or attack me or make threats or bring up my daughter, I just report it. Because, yeah, I'm a believer in free speech myself. I've always believed in free speech, that you should be allowed to criticize any kind of political party, any kind of leader, any kind of religious figure or expert or religion. But to me, it doesn't equal the right to be an asshole, a douchebag, threatening people, harassing people. It's not the same. Free speech doesn't include the right to hurt and be completely unempathic with everyone else. It's not the same thing. You don't have the right to treat people like garbage because you don't like their opinions. That's not free speech. It's not the same thing. So these morons got it all confused and mixed up together. It's not free speech to harass people and tell them you want to kill them. It's not free speech. It's not the same thing. And the guy who called himself, I don't even want to give their names attention on my channel because they're so insignificant and small that they shouldn't even be mentioned. But the hater, one of them called themselves fucking trainees. Annoying in the background here. Anyways, I hope you can hear. Racist troll, has just spread hate on random people's comments and sections and videos. It's typical racist troll behavior, you know. And I seem to be entering a private property area here in Sweden. You don't get shot if you enter a private zone, thankfully. You're allowed to walk on the road nearby their whole house, but they might just stop you and ask you what you're doing there. But you don't have to get shot here in Sweden, thankfully. Yeah, there's a rain there. Yeah, but the thing is, the guy was harassing me on the comment section of one of my live streams, like talking crap about me pretending to be an alpha male when I'm just a sissy, and blah blah blah, I was wearing ugly granny pants and I have a small penis and all of that, talking about how big he has, you know, when that's a private property. I'm going back. That I'm just a poser and I'm an alpha wannabe, I'm just a sissy and all of that. Like I care, you know, about being an alpha male. It means nothing to me. I've never once said I was an alpha male in none of my videos. I've never once tried to portray myself as an alpha male. I believe the entire alpha male culture is toxic and deluded, and the people who really watch these kind of videos are not alpha males, to put it blunt. I don't care, couldn't care less. If anything, according to these silly studies on male behavior and characteristics, I am a Sigma male. And Sigma males don't care about fitting in. So, I couldn't care less about alpha male. Just because I talk about being strong, I'm not talking about being an alpha male. I'm talking about some other kind of inner strength I'm not talking about that on my channel. And I guess these guys get offended when they see that a sissy crossdresser, like me, is actually into working out, lifting weights, having a strong mentality by themselves, not having sex with dudes, not, you know, they get it all, you know, their minds can't take it. They can't handle that somebody is so different from what they thought they would encounter, you know. And when you encounter something that scares you as a human, the reaction is usually very primitive and stupid and silly. So humans, the close-minded ones, they can't understand why a dude like me, an abomination like me, a freak like me, a faggot, I'm using faggot like this, like me, that dresses it like a woman occasionally, could have any interest in any kind of masculinity, And it provokes them because they probably are much weaker and smaller and unfit than me when they see the videos. That the so-called sissy crossdresser works out every fucking day and has been doing it for years and climbs mountains and stuff, you know, like I'm doing now. I'm in the rural areas without a car. Most dudes will never set foot in this type of climate unless they are experienced, you know, walking outdoors people. So I'm like climbing mountains and stuff, you know, this type of terrain. I climb it like it's nothing. I don't call myself an alpha male. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. So they get so provoked for seeing a dude that's cross-dresses, but that's not into the effemination stuff, you know, the sissification, and that's not into anything like that. So their minds can't understand why I'm doing what I do, you know, so they get provoked and angry. And they feel inferior. They project their weakness and insecurity on a random dude. Because they expect every cross-dresser to be some effeminate skinny guy. And the whole thing about talking about men's penis size, it's so beta, to put it that way. So weak and trash mentality. Like the penis itself can state or prove your manliness. Like, have you seen the old depictions of the statues in the past of the Greek gods and the Roman gods? They had like micro-sized penises just to prove a point that it doesn't matter at all, you know. You can have like the biggest 10-inch cock and be like the weakest motherfucker in the planet, getting pushed by a granny on the floor and can you're getting your ass whooped by a teenager or a child, you know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can have like a small 1-inch penis and you can be like unstoppable in the cage with the UFC fighters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I don't care if somebody says, you have tiny bulge. Well, who cares? I don't care, man. I don't give a fuck. Couldn't care less. That doesn't equal manliness to me. Has nothing to do with it. Yeah, it made me happy to see that one of my subscribers actually backed me up in the comment section before I delete the comment, because I don't want it to be infested with hate and, you know, get my videos reported for hate speech and stuff. So even if it's not me writing it, I don't want, you know, to violate the terms of YouTube, yada 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 yada. But yeah, te lo digo en español. Gracias, Michelle, por tu apoyo, y lo agradezco mucho, por mostrar coraje y defenderme. Ni había visto el comentario, entonces gracias, muchas gracias. Estos pendejos no hay que tomarlo en serio, no sirven para nada, no tienen ningún sentido en la vida. Su vida no importa, van a ser olvidados, nadie se va a acordar de ellos. Gracias, amigos, compadre, gracias. Doing what I do, most people naturally want to place me and label me as this or that. You know, that guy is probably a lefty, LGBT, you know, trans movement representative, pronouns, that blah blah blah, you know, all of that stuff. And I'm not into anything, you know. I have no alignment to any political party. I have no ideology I truly follow. I do not support any political party. I didn't vote last year. I didn't on my elections here in Sweden. I didn't vote for anything. I didn't even go to the election. That's how little I cared, because I don't believe in politicians. I don't believe in our system. So I'm completely against, you know, every party, every political idea. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a right wing. I'm not a nationalist. I'm nothing. I have like no affiliation with anything from this reality or current belief system, paradigm, system of belief, you know. I have no alignments to anything. I'm just a man, an unordinary man, expressing himself in a way that's uncontrolled and undefinable by the current belief system. So I'm, in a sense, an anomaly, to put it that way. I'm something that's probably way ahead of its time. I'm not trying to be a megalomaniac or an egocentric, you know, narcissistic or anything like that, but I'm just saying it like it is, you know. My thoughts are probably way ahead of our current belief system, and maybe in the future when I'm dead and not around, hundreds of years ahead or century decades, if I even remember somehow, make some kind of historical, I don't think I will do that, but some kind of historical achievement, like people remember me from the past somehow, they will probably say, that guy was ahead of his time. He was on to something so many fucking decades ago, And yeah, that's how I see what I do, basically. I'm not from this time or this period of time. I'm probably not even from this universe. I'm probably in some kind of Mandela effect anomaly. I'm getting Joe Rogan on you now, like Illuminati. But look at the scenery here. Look at this amazing scenery. Yes. The point is I'm unlabelable. You can't define me. I express the full human experience with what I do. An uncontrolled human experience. Unmolded and unlabeled. I'm a man. But a man, what is a man? A man can express himself however he wants to. Without any kind of labels. Without anything limiting himself. Like what you should wear, what you should look like, how you should behave. Nothing. And whatever your sexual orientation is, nothing is wrong, all is natural. Being gay is natural. Being bisexual is natural. Being straight is natural. And to the homophobes that follow me on my YouTube, I know you guys have like some latency towards homosexuality and being gay and in denial, because a lot of proofs, a lot of studies that have been made on the homophobes. There's been scientific studies made on homophobes, actually, by science, where they connected the homophobes' brain to electrical impulses to see how the brain reacts to sexual stimulation or images regarding gay sex. And all of them had way higher sexual stimulants in the brain, and that brain part. They had much higher than the average straight guy that wasn't a homophobe. They didn't consider it to be anything wrong or strange with gay men having sex. They all had higher brain stimulants in their sexual part of their brain. I don't remember it. I think it's the neocortex, the reptilian brain part. I might be confusing it, but they had higher activity there than the average straight guy. So that means the homophobes are closeted gay guys. And they hate themselves so much. They hate that they are gay. They hate that they are bisexual so much that they can't accept themselves for being that they start hating on others that make them feel that way, that make them feel attracted. So that's why these homophobes target people like me, search me up on the internet and sending hate, because people like me make them gay and they don't want to be gay. So basically, like some dude said on the internet, I think it was some Satanist who said something about homophobes and being gay. Said, if you don't like gay people, don't be gay. Do you understand the logic behind it? He meant that it's what I said, basically, the parallel. So it's basically gay people that are so hateful to themselves that they can't stand being what they are, that they want to eradicate the people that make them be who they are. It's tragic. It's a byproduct of this very limited reality we're living in, with very limited perceptions and forms of seeing, different viewpoints in life. It's really tragic. So that's why these guys follow the so-called gay like me, They follow me, they follow you around, hating you, wanting you to see you dead, writing hate stuff. It's because they're projecting on the world. So this is probably the last time I make a video where I talk about my haters on my YouTube. The haters who find me and start wanting me, seeing me dead and all of that, and calling me this and that, and just spreading hate. I normally don't even address it, but I just want you to know that it's an ongoing thing on my channel. because I deviate from the norm in every way. I deviate from every norm and expectation. So thanks for watching and supporting me, guys, on my YouTube.